Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. Last time, we went ahead and we explored a lot of extra things here in the Isle of Hags, and we backtracked to some worlds and got ourselves some extra jiggies. And this episode, we're going to go ahead and continue exploring here in the Isle of Hags. First things first, let's go ahead and get this guy out of the way because I don't want him attacking me in the back. And let's make our way down this little passageway. We haven't been over in this portion of the Isle of Hags just yet. And as you can see here, this is a very interesting area because it has a giant egg. And behind the giant egg here is a sign, so let's go ahead and read it. Suitable eggs may be found closer to home than you think. That is a very interesting message, and it's something that we'll be able to find out more about here by entering this giant egg. So let's go ahead and enter this giant old egg. Look! Hello. Look! Heggy the Hen. Hi Heggy. I assume something egg-related happens in here. Cluck! Clever bear. Cluck! Find special egg. Cluck! Then, Heggy hatch. So, this area here is very, very special because this area is how you utilize Stop N Swop in Banjo-Tooie. Stop N Swop is a mechanic that was supposed to link both Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie together. So if we go into view totals here and go to objects and items, as you can see, going over to the next page here, we got a separate menu for Stop N Swop. Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie were supposed to share items between the two games. In Banjo-Kazooie, you will collect 6 special eggs and then an ice key, and then you would transfer the data to Banjo-Tooie by taking your N64 cartridge of Banjo-Tooie and putting it into the N64 after you got these items in Banjo-Kazooie. You were supposed to swap the data between the two cartridges on the fly, but this idea got scrapped because the amount of memory the N64 had got changed later on in the system's lifespan, which basically made Stop N Swop impossible. But in the Xbox Live version, they were able to restore the Stop N Swop feature by allowing you to use the save data between Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie on the same Xbox system, and you would be able to access the Stop N Swop items from Banjo-Kazooie in your Banjo-Tooie file. So, I went ahead and I got myself all the Stop N Swop items in the Xbox Live version of Banjo-Kazooie, so we can go ahead and utilize every single egg here in Heggy's house. If you want to see the process of me collecting all these Stop N Swop items in Banjo-Kazooie, down in the description below, I will link you guys to the bonus part of my Banjo-Kazooie Let's Play where I covered Stop N Swop. But let's go ahead and talk to Heggy once again. Do you want Heggy to hatch the egg? Yes, I do. Cluck! Got Heggy's special egg. Cluck! You see something we don't? I suppose it is 10 years old. Does it smell bad? Cluck! Throw in a nest. Cluck! Watch Heggy hatch. Cluck! Special Heggy Egg Awards Gamer Pick. Cluck! Looks nice. Cluck! I like it. Amazing. And I thought eggs had birds in them. So as you see in there, that egg gave us some gamer picks that we can go ahead and use on the Xbox 360. And it's an interesting reward, but not really that great if you want to be honest. This doesn't really do anything in Banjo-Tooie, but hey, it's a cool looking picture, so you can use this and brag to your friends saying, hey, I did Stop N Swop in the Banjo games. But let's go ahead and interact with Heggy here once again and have her hatch another egg. Cluck! Got our special egg? In the same nest, right? Cluck! Yep. Cluck! Watch Heggy hatch. Cluck! Special Heggy Egg Awards Banjo-Kazooie theme. Cluck! Cool Bear and Bird Dash. Cluck! I like that too. At least they managed to fit us in around all those boxes. So, this is a very interesting reward because this is an Xbox 360 dashboard theme. Now, because I'm playing this game on the Xbox One, as you see here on my device list, I only have a cloud save. So, for me, this theme is extremely useless. I can't do anything with this theme on the Xbox One because you can't access the Xbox 360 home screen on this console. But luckily for me, I can still access this on actual Xbox 360. So here's how the theme looks. And as you can see, it's a nice looking theme. But again, just like the gamer pick, this doesn't really do anything in Banjo-Tooie. It's a nice unlockable, and I like this more than a gamer pick. But since this doesn't really do anything in Banjo-Tooie, it's an okay award if you want to be honest. Nothing special, but still nice to look at. So let's go ahead and taunt the Heggy here once again and have her hatch another egg. Cluck! See another Heggy special egg. Hope it's something good. Maybe it'll grant my wish to star in my own game.
No chance. Rare has plans for us yet.
Oh well, let me guess. Cluck? Cluck! Throw it in. Cluck! Watch Heggy hatch. Cluck! Special Heggy Egg Awards homing eggs. Cluck! Very nice. Cluck! Go to the Cheeto code room and enter homing to enable feature. Now we're talking. Out of all the things so far, this is definitely the most helpful. This gives us homing eggs, so entering that sheet will allow our eggs to have homing attributes. And this is very useful. We're definitely going to be entering that code here shortly. But for now, it's time to hatch more eggs. Cluck! Got another Heggy egg?
This one seems heavy.
Cluck! Careful! Cluck! Watch Heggy hatch. Cluck! Special Heggy Egg Awards Regal Bash. Cluck! Press X and X again for Skinny Bird Bash. Cluck! So funny. So this one's interesting because this is actually a new attack that we have for Banjo-Kazooie. So, like Heggy said, press the X button twice. And doing so, normally we just do that attack, but press them in rapid succession, and now we can use Kazooie as an attack. Just slamming Kazooie on the ground is hilarious, but honestly, this is a cool thing to look at, but it's a very useless attack because of how slow it is. So while this is cool, you're not going to be seeing me use this all that much in the game. But now let's go ahead and hatch yet another egg. Do you want Heggy to hatch the egg? Of course. Cluck! See another Heggy egg. Egg hatching? Who'd have thought Stop and Swap would come to this? It'll be machines next. Cluck! Hand it over. Cluck! Watch Heggy hatch. Cluck! Special Heggy Egg Award Jinjo as multiplayer character. Cluck! Who is Jinjo? So, this egg is not helpful for the single player, but is a nice addition for the multiplayer mode. This is how you unlock Jinjo, as mentioned earlier. So, Now we have another character we can use in the multiplayer, and it's something to definitely take a look at later on in the playthrough, but for now, it's time for us to hatch the final Stop and Swap egg. Cluck! Last egg! Cluck! Tired now.
How do you think I feel? Carrying them for 10 years.
Cluck! Waiting. Cluck! Watch Heggy hatch. Cluck! Oh, Cluck! My! Cluck! Very special Heggy Egg Award. Cluck! This might be useful one day. Cluck! Here we go again. Well, at least that means we'll get to see our 20th birthdays.
You think so? Surely Rare will make the next game faster than that.
So while that egg seems useless, it does actually give you something. It gives you Stop and Swap 2. That egg actually gives you something in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and it does unlock an extra set of collectibles here in Banjo-Tooie. And unfortunately for us, that is something I won't be showing all that much in this playthrough because, as you can see here on the total screen, Stop and Swap 2 has already been, for the most part, completed. Stop and Swap 2 is a permanent thing that you unlock in Banjo-Tooie. So this is a one-time unlock for each profile on your Xbox. So we're not going to be seeing all these, but at the same time, these are kind of self-explanatory. Some of these you get just for doing Stop and Swap things, and other things you do just for playing the game and trying to go for 100% completion. So we're not going to be focusing on Stop and Swap 2 for this playthrough. I recommend looking up how you get all the Stop and Swap stuff for yourself if you want to know more about Stop and Swap 2. But we are going to be just basically doing the stuff for Stop and Swap 2 as we go. So we may not be seeing the pop-ups come up, but we will be getting the stuff from Stop and Swap 2. But that final egg gave us something for Nuts and Bolts, and it's something that we won't be taking a look at for this playthrough for obvious reasons. We're not playing that game. We're playing Banjo-Tooie. So, it's an interesting thing, and it shows that Stop and Swap is continuing on to a third Banjo game here on the Xbox 360. But you may be wondering, how do you access this area in Banjo-Tooie on the N64 version? Because Stop and Swap was cut entirely for the N64 version of Banjo-Tooie. Well, luckily for us, Rare did think of this, and there is a replacement for the Stop and Swap items in the N64 version of Banjo-Tooie. So here we are, we're back at Spiral Mountain here in the N64 version now of Banjo-Tooie. And right out of the gate, you can definitely see the slowdown here in the N64 version of this game. This system just flat out could not handle Banjo-Tooie. The game could barely run above around 10 frames or so, and the target FPS is 30. This game has a lot of slowdown in the N64. This is primarily why we've been taking a look at the Xbox 360 version, but we're back here in the N64 version to see how they handled Stop and Swap. So, if we go ahead and shoot this metal cage over here in Spiral Mountain, we can see a Banjo-Kazooie game cartridge just sitting back here in this cave. So let's go ahead and see what that's all about. That looks like a Banjo-Kazooie game pack. I wonder what's inside. I wonder so too. So let's go ahead and break open the cartridge and reveal a pink egg. Well, well, well. It's Banjo-Kazooie's mysterious pink secret egg. I wonder what's inside. So, this is how they replaced the Stop and Swap feature in Banjo-Tooie on the N64. Originally, you were supposed to transfer your Stop and Swap items from Banjo-Kazooie over to Banjo-Tooie. But since this idea got scrapped, you can go ahead and find specific Stop and Swap items in the main hub world of Banjo-Tooie, where we find these extra items between the Isle of Hags and Spiral Mountain. These game packs also exist in the XBLA version of Banjo-Tooie. But instead of getting a Stop N Swop egg, we'll get ourselves a Stop N Swop 2 egg. So these game packs still give us unlockables, just now for Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. But that was egg number 1, so let's go ahead and get ourselves another egg here in Spiral Mountain. As we try to walk over this flight pad, the game just does not like this. There is so much lag here, it is insane. Going the first person kind of reduces the lag a little bit, but not by much. We want to go ahead and make our way over to this waterfall, and now there's a cave at the top. So we want to go ahead and enter this cave, and we'll find ourselves another Banjo-Kazooie game pack we can go ahead and break open. So here behind the waterfall, we got ourselves that game pack behind the cage. So we need to go ahead and use our grip ability here, like climb up onto the top and make our way behind the waterfall. Because of course there's got to be a secret behind the waterfall. You can't have a video game without a secret behind the waterfall. That's just tradition. So, breaking open this cartridge gives us the blue egg. Wow! It's Banjo-Kazooie's mysterious blue secret egg. I wonder what's inside. I wonder so too, but now we got ourselves the blue egg, or if we're playing the XBLA version, we get ourselves another Stop N Swop 2 egg. So, that's 2 eggs down, and that's everything we can go ahead and collect here in Spiral Mountain for Stop N Swop. So, now let's go ahead and make our way back over to the Isle of Hags to get ourselves another collectible. So we're back here in the Isle of Hags, and now as soon as we get back into this area from Spiral Mountain, we want to go ahead and make our way over to the right here, and we get to this little section here full of sand. Once again, we want to use our gripping ability to climb on the top of this wall here, and kill the creatures trying to come out attacking us along the way. But we want to climb all the way around the edge here, and we got ourselves a cave we can go ahead and enter. And inside this cave is another Stop N Swop Banjo-Kazooie game pack. So breaking this open, we got ourselves the ice key. Yes sir, it's the fabled Banjo-Kazooie ice key. I wonder what it opens. I wonder what that opens too. We haven't been able to use that key just yet, but just like all the items so far, this is another Stop N Swop 2 item in the XBLA version of Banjo-Tooie. This is not an ice key though. This is actually another egg, but this just gives us a Stop N Swop 2 item that we can use in nuts and bolts. So at this point, we're pretty much done getting all these items around the Isle of Hags and Spiral Mountain. So now we can go ahead and use some of our Stop N Swop items that we got in the N64 version. So let's go ahead and make our way over to Heggy's area and pay her a visit. But as we go there, just look at that chug. I just gotta show how bad this area is. This area is so laggy. There's just so much stuff around this area that lags the game beyond belief. If you're playing this version, I highly recommend you use some good camera movements to reduce lag as much as possible. The speedruns of Banjo-Tooie still use the N64 version of this game, simply because of glitches that are in this version that don't exist in the XBLA version. But whenever they do speedrun the N64 version of Banjo-Tooie, players use a lot of camera optimization strats in order to reduce lag as much as possible. And I recommend casual players do the same because of how laggy this game can be. Cluck! Heggy the Hen. Cluck! Find special egg. Cluck! Got both special Heggy eggs. Piece of cake, actually. Cluck! Skinny bird Heggy's hero. Cluck! Throwing them in nests. Cluck! Watch Heggy hatch. Cluck! Special Heggy Egg Award, homing eggs. Cluck! Very nice. Cluck! Go to the Cheeto Co room and enter homing to enable feature. Cluck! Special Heggy Egg Award, Regal Bash. Cluck! Press B and B again for Skinny Bird Bash. Cluck! So funny. So this is how we unlock some of those extra things that we already got in the XBLA version, the homing egg cheat and the Breagle Bash. But as you can see from that cutscene, we do have a third egg up here that Heggy won't actually hatch on her own. This is something we actually have to figure out how to open up, but we can't actually open that egg up just yet. And if we try to talk to Heggy, she won't help us out. Cluck! Heggy done now. Cluck! You must hatch other egg. So until we find out a way to hatch this yellow egg, we won't be able to open this one up. So we'll actually be coming back to Heggy's area later on, just so we can hatch this in the N64 version. But if you're following along this playthrough and you did all the Stop and Swap stuff on both Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie in the XBLA version, then you don't have to worry about this egg whatsoever, as that yellow egg does not exist up there. It's just in your inventory from Stop and Swap. But let's go ahead and use that code that Heggy just gave us in the code chamber. So here we are back in the code chamber, and it's time for us to enter that cheat code we got from Stop and Swap. So entering in homing here in the code room is going to be very helpful, because now this cheat code is going to give a homing attribute to our eggs. So now using this cheat will make things a lot easier for you to aim, especially with how weird and awkward the aiming control scheme is here in Banjo-Tooie. This cheat is very, very helpful. So I recommend, if you have access to this cheat code, use it immediately, because look at just how useful this can be. If I can get over far away here and try to shoot these guys from a distance, notice how my egg there just randomly curved to the right while trying to attack one of these guys. It is really, really helpful to have this cheat code for certain things. This mainly helps in sections where you just have to shoot a bunch of things all in one time. So this is definitely a useful cheat, and I'm definitely glad we have access to this. But now at this point, that is everything we can do with Stop and Swap. So let's go ahead and make our way out of My Hen Temple. And now it's time for us to finally make our way over to World 4. We've been putting this one off long enough, so it's time for us to finally make our way to our next world of game and stop just randomly going around the Isle of Hags. But I think we're actually going to go over to World 4 in the next episode. So with that said, next time on Let's Play Banjo-Tooie, we'll make our way over to a new section of the Isle of Hags and start exploring World 4. I'll see you guys next time.